Car tester Emmanuel Schaefer explains that the Octavia's current generation has been on the market since 2013, so it was time for a facelift, and facelift is understating it. Skoda didn't just nip and tuck, they thoroughly reworked the Octavia. The engineers took on the design, interior, infotainment, and many other things. The new front in particular looks very different, with its split LED headlights, much like the Mercedes E-Class had from 2009 to 2014. But now the Octavia has replaced its bi-xenon lights with the latest LED technology. Emmanuel sums up Skoda's new Octavia as the maximum spaciousness inside compact dimensions, tipping this as the secret to its crisp and nimble handling. He has fun taking it into curves at high speeds. The 132 kilowatt 1.8-liter TSI in this test car does its part and carries the Octavia from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.4 seconds, reaching its maximum speed of 231 kilometers per hour. Even after the radical makeover, the new Octavia still has the familiar Skoda look, with the brand's easily recognizable grille. You can have fog lights beginning with the second equipment line, the Ambition. The basic version starts at 18,000 euros in Germany. The 4.67-meter length is 20 centimeters shorter than its big brother, the Superb, but it can still take just as much cargo. Emmanuel knows the luggage space has always been one of the Octavia's pluses. The 2017 model holds 590 liters, and with the rear seats down, quite a bit more, as much as we'd normally expect only from higher range models. The new infotainment systems with a glass design offers an optional Wi-Fi hotspot and an LTE module for lightning fast data transfer. Smartphones can be plugged into the system using Skoda Connect. Electrically adjustable seats are available on request. The back offers plenty of legroom, heated seats, and 2 USB ports to recharge smartphones, for instance, and an outlet for laptops or a tablet, which can even be attached to the front headrest. The 1.8-liter TSI engine is familiar from the Superb. The new Octavia offers a choice of 4 gasoline and 4 diesel engines with output ranging from a fuel-efficient 63 kilowatts to a sporty 135 kilowatts. Almost all of them can be combined with the 6 or 7-speed direct shift gearboxes. Drivers looking for even more power can check out the 2 RS versions. The top model puts out 169 kilowatts. Emmanuel is impressed by the connectivity and various other systems normally found only in the larger Superb, as well as its virtuality, unmatched spaciousness, and luggage capacity. But he says the split headlights are more a question of personal taste. The Octavia 3 from 2013 represented a nice leap forward. Now the new facelift version has taken another bold step, especially in terms of design. Car tester Larissa Rutkowski says the Smart 4 2 has been around for some time now, but this is a 4th-generation Smart 4. And what's special about it is the fact that it is an electric drive model. Smart is the first manufacturer worldwide to present its entire range with a conventional combustion engine or as an electric version. Now, alongside the 2-seater and convertible, there is also a 4-door electric model. Larissa says she is negotiating some pretty narrow streets right now, and she soon notes the Smart is made for getting around a city. Driving the electric version doesn't mean you can't move fast. It has 160 Newton meters of torque. They're apparent as soon as you touch the accelerator pedal. That is the great advantage of an electric car. The car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 12.7 seconds. Its top speed is 130 kilometers per hour, and thanks to its electrically powered engine, CO2 emissions are zero. The 4.4 is 80 centimeters longer than its little brother, which means there is more luggage space. The rear seats fold down if needed to provide storage space. If you fold down the backrest, you get 975 liters of storage space. The Smart's battery is located centrally under the front seats. Smart's Matthias Struck says this battery package here in silver is attached with screws to a protective frame. The frame is screwed onto the body, and if the car is hit really hard broadside, the frame can take the blow and protect the battery. If it is a really serious crash, it can even push the battery out of the chassis, and by doing so, protect the battery. The 4.4 can run for around 155 kilometers on a full battery. Owners can opt for a sound generator to warn passers-by the car is approaching at low speeds. Larissa says the 4.4 is pretty good to sit in. Although it is a really small car, you get the feeling it is quite spacious. The car's interior also has a nice finish, and because it is a Smart, the design is impressive. And when it comes to design, the electrically powered version is just as impressive. Everything is tidy and neatly arranged as expected. A small indicator above the steering wheel to the left and display graphics show the driver how much energy is flowing. If the Smart is plugged in, you can even preheat the interior or use the cooling system before you set off. When linked to a normal power socket, the battery needs 6 hours to charge up to 80% capacity. The optional fast charge achieves the same capacity at a public charging station or with a domestic wall box in just 45 minutes. Larissa says the Smart is the ideal choice when it comes to driving in the city. You can now choose between a 2-seater or 4-seater. But what really matters here is the car's electric drive function, which is giving us a glimpse of the future while being great fun to use. In Germany, the electric drive 4-seater will set you back 22,600 euros. But you will get a 4,380 euro premium for going green. Audi's new RS3 is making its premiere. Available for the first time as sedan, the latest generation is an RS3 of superlatives. Under the hood is the most powerful 5-cylinder series produced engine to date. It can deliver 294 kilowatts of power to move the RS3 from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.1 seconds and push it to a top speed of 280 kilometers per hour if required. After the last generation of the Suzuki Swift featured only subtle changes, the 6th generation model is really something different. It's got a new look, a lighter platform, and modern assist programs that will give its competitors a run for their money. Due to come onto the market in April, prices for the 5-door Swift have yet to be announced. Our car tester Ronnie Lefstek says the new Ford Focus RS has been on the market for exactly a year. Now that the car is finally here, let's hit the road with it. Some cars make you feel great as soon as you get behind the wheel. Ford's latest compact racer, the Focus RS, is one of them. The pocket rocket on four wheels is popular with drivers who like the thrill of speed and aren't afraid to step on the accelerator. The first thing Ronnie notices is that the height of the Ricardo racing seats cannot be adjusted, which wouldn't be great for a tall driver. Ronnie goes on to say that driving the RS on a racetrack would be a real pleasure, but since we don't have the opportunity to use one, a country road will do to check traction and handling. Ronnie tips his hat to Ford, saying he didn't expect a compact sports car like this to be so well balanced in the curves. The crisp, sharp lines of the exterior are immediately striking. With a length of 4.4 meters, the power pack made in Cologne is charged with dynamic energy. The engine inspires awe, packing 257 kilowatts of power and 440 newton meters of torque, with a body weight of just 1,529 kilograms. If you want to call a car like this your own, the RS has a starting price of nearly 41,000 euros in Germany. Ronnie says integrated launch control can shoot the RS from standstill to sprint quickly. You use the arrow buttons to bring up a settings menu. Choose driver assist, then launch control. Put it in first, clutch, hit the gas, release the clutch, and you're off. Ronnie says so much torque is dispensed using launch control that you're guaranteed to get knocked back in your seat. Everything about this vehicle shouts, "I'm speedy," really speedy. The rear spoilers really stand out, as does the dual exhaust. But even so, the Focus RS is still a Focus. It's got four doors and a rear hatch that opens onto plenty of trunk space, making this speedster an ideal family car. If the car didn't have racing seats, you might not think the RS was the fastest Focus in the series. Only at a second glance do the painstaking RS details stand out. Blue highlights draw the eye to the three additional indicators for oil temperature and manifold and oil pressure above the main instrument panel. Precise steering working in perfect harmony with a superior chassis means the Focus corners at high speed as if it were on rails, and the driver can certainly feel the power when the RS jumps forward to a tap on the aluminum accelerator pedal. Ronnie says that personally he really likes some of the features of the new Ford Focus. These are the coherent interior design, perfect traction, and an engine that produces loads of torque. He says that the RS is good for daily driving, of course, but that's just playing. Adding the vehicle would be perfectly at home on a racetrack. Car tester Matas Kurat describes the Mercedes Sprinter as incredibly big and spacious. It can carry almost anything a private individual might care to put inside. And it even boasts a gross vehicle weight of over 3.5 tons. So it offers plenty of room for the imagination. Matas would like to take it on holiday. After all, he can stand upright in the cargo space with no trouble at all. But as it is now, it doesn't look very comfortable. He wouldn't like to sleep on pallets, and it could use some decorating.
Nee, also so richtig schön ist das eigentlich nicht.
But the Sprinter can be made nice and cozy, as the German motorhome specialist Hummer has shown with their Hummer car. It has a bed installed crosswise along the rear that can accommodate 2 people comfortably. And at night, when it's time to sleep, they can put down the screens or roll down the blinds.
Dann auch entweder das Fliegengitter oder nachts, wenn man richtig schlafen will, das richtige Rollo zumachen.
From a distance, the hypercar Grand Canyon S looks like a normal Sprinter. But closer up, several details around the body set the motorhome version apart from the Transporter. The most noticeable are the bulging panels on the sides toward the rear. They are needed to accommodate a bed 1 meter 95 centimeters long and a meter 40 centimeters wide. When the bed isn't in use, it can easily be stowed away. You stack up the mattress sections and fold up the berth's middle section to hold them in place. Mattes doesn't like the fact that the plastic supports are still exposed with nothing to fold down on top of them, but underneath are 2 compartments for utensils or clothing or whatever fits.
Ein kleiner Schrank mit 2 Fächern, wo man dann eben noch Utensilien unterbringen kann oder Wäsche oder irgendwas anderes.
In fact, there's no shortage of cabinet space in the Hummer car Grand Canyon S. There are cupboards all along the rear walls to store equipment. This part wasn't designed so well. He has to close one side to be able to open the other.
Leider auch nichts drin.
All the knobs have latches to keep the cabinets from opening while the Sprinter is in motion. Also on board is a combined shower and toilet with a fold-away sink. The driver's cab features a control panel for the electronic and water systems. Otherwise, the cab is identical to that of a standard Sprinter. All Hummer's engineers added are the retractable blinds over the windows. Mattes debates the pros and cons with himself. One likes the Hummer car, the other is not yet convinced. And why not? The other Mattes feels rather cramped. He'd prefer the spaciousness of a hotel room. But the first Mattes insists that it's ideal for 2 people who like to tool around in comfort somewhere by the seaside. The other Mattes reluctantly agrees, as long as they're on the move, but he still thinks it's a bit impractical because you can't get into a parking garage or tight spots. The first Mattes wonders who would want to stay in a parking garage when you can sleep on the beach. The other Mattes apparently would, whenever he wants to go shopping or see the town. The first Mattes says other options are open for that, but the other Mattes doesn't see any convenient ones. The first Mattes admits it's not for everyone, but it could be just right for retired couples who might want a vacation by the sea. The other Mattes concedes. There are indeed situations and uses for which this motorhome makes sense. Now Mattes is going to make something for the 2 of them to eat. The built-in kitchen includes an oven. He finds pots, a cooking spoon, and 2 glasses. The onboard refrigerator is not as small as you might expect. Big or not, though, this one is still empty.
Ziemlich leer.
Many people would dream of having an old Porsche 911 in their garage. Friedhelm Wallerfeld bought his Porsche 11 years ago. Looking for the car wasn't easy, and now getting it into his own garage and out again is difficult too. He uses planks of wood and a clever trick to drive out carefully.
Die Garage liegt
Friedhelm says the garage is so low and there is an angle from the curbside, so he cannot drive in straight on. So he has to approach from the side to get the car into the garage. Once he has taken the beast out of its cage, it is time to show what it is capable of. Friedhelm loves taking the 3.2-liter Carrera out for a spin in the Eifel region. He decided to buy a Porsche in 2006. It took him 6 months to track down his dream car. Friedhelm says he had a mental image of the car. He was looking for a certain car, and when he saw this one, he decided to buy it. After all the necessary repairs to the electrical system, replacing the top, and giving the Porsche a thorough cleaning, he ended up with the car we are driving right now. The 68-year-old has put a lot of hard work into the car, and that makes for a special, close bond between the owner and the vehicle, which was built in 1984. Time has taken its toll, and now Friedhelm's friend, Theo Streit, lends a hand with repairs. He's also a vintage car fan and owns several of them. The two men enjoy tinkering with the cars in Theo's garage and talking shop as they go about their chores. Problems are inevitable, as Friedhelm explains. He says that when he was assembling the car, he didn't install the door properly. And when it got really damp recently, the inner paneling buckled. It turned out he had overlooked a fastening when he was preparing it. Now the interior paneling has to be removed.
Eine Befestigung in dem Bereich übersehen habe. Dafür muss die komplette Innenverkleidung jetzt abgebaut werden.
It is all part and parcel of owning a classic. You always have some work to do on it, but it can be fun.
An unseren alten Fahrzeugen zu arbeiten.
The car still has the original engine and transmission, but a die-hard Porsche fan will be able to spot some changes to the body. Friedhelm explains that the car has a replacement rear spoiler, front spoiler, and hood. This interior isn't original either, and that makes it really special.
Die Innenausstattung gehörte überhaupt nicht zu dem Wagen.
Porsche established that it belonged to a special 1987 model with Ferry Porsche's name on the headrest.
Mit dem Namenszug von Ferry Porsche auf der Kopfstütze.
The alterations were carried out in Italy by a previous owner. Back then, Porsche tried to track down the special model there, but the search was in vain. The roof opens automatically, but Friedhelm still has to help out to make sure it folds properly. Driving with the top down makes the car even more fun. And Friedhelm says, what would be better than taking to the open road in a Porsche Carrera?